So these are all of our assignments that we had. So we had the Game of Thrones, which was the mechanical one. We had the stick animation, bouncing ball, the Pokeball, the organic rig, which was a chickster. We had our 3 poses, a walk cycle, and an animation. So these are all the assignments that you should have for your demo reel. I recommend grabbing the image sequences if you have the image sequences. Otherwise, you can just grab the actual movie files. When you make your demo reel, you always want to grab the images, because if you take the movie which is compressed, put it into another movie that's compressed, it compresses it again and makes it look even more horrible. Okay. So you'll grab all of these images or movies that you have, drop them into a folder. So I put it into a folder on my desktop. Where's my desktop? There it is. Okay, now these are not them, but I'm just showing you an example, and you get the idea. Okay, so there's all my stuff dropped into one folder. So then you go into After Effects, and delete this. Yes. And you import your stuff. So if you have an image, you just make sure you open it up and make sure you don't have the sequence checked. Some people will call their poses pose 1, 2, and 3. After Effects recognizes that as a sequence, so you want to make sure that you don't have that checked, otherwise it'll bring in all of those as like a little movie. And I'll import the next thing, which is these blocks. These are a sequence, so I would grab that. If it was a movie, it would just come in as a movie. And then I grab the next thing, and then I grab the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. You can get fancier with this if you want. You definitely don't need to. On Monday, we're going to look at the demo reels. So that will be that day. And here's a movie, and there's a still. So I can grab all 3 of those individually. And anything that pops up like this, just hit ignore. All right, so then you just control-click these in the order you want them to show up. It kind of makes sense to go in the same order we had the class. That way you're kind of like building on stuff. And then you drag it down to the new composition. You're making a single comp. You're using the dimensions from whichever one is 960 by 540. So your end movie should be that. So use the dimensions from one of those that is already 960. I know my titles movie is 960 by 540. Your poses are not 960 by 540, so you wouldn't use the poses, okay? For any stills, type in 200. That's 2 seconds per still. Sequence of layers, hit OK, and then it'll automatically drop everything right into your composition and put everything back to back to back. Gorgeous. Now, for the stills, which are bigger than the comp, like this one, you need to click on it, hit S, and then scale it down. There we go. It shouldn't overlap like a lot, like it was, like, you know, that it's cut off. It shouldn't be like inset like this. If anything, it should be slightly overlapping like that. Cool. And then I'm going to go to File, Export, and I'm going to add this to the render queue. Inside of After Effects, it's on my computer. I have the latest After Effects. Under Lossless, under QuickTime, I do not get the H.264 option. So if you have the latest QuickTime on your computer, or the latest After Effects on your computer, and you don't see H.264 there, you cannot render it through After Effects. We have to go through a different step. If you're rendering it here, these ones should be fine. Hit H.264, same thing as before, render it out. If you don't have it, then you'll go to Export, and you'll say Add to Media Encoder. I think I showed this last time anyway when we were talking about the animation stuff. But in Media Encoder, it will take your composition and bring it right in. So then you just have to give it a name, which I'm going to call mine Sarcona _ DemoReel _ winter 2540 _ winter 18. I'm going to choose from this list H.264, just the regular one here, and then hit go. And then this goes, makes my movie, and it's done. It's ready to be turned in to the 2540 turn in DemoReel folder. So you'll drop your movie only. That's all you need there is the movie. You don't need a sheet for any of the last things that we're turning in. Okay, you don't need a sheet for the demo reel because I'm not going to be turning those back over to you and then getting them signed and whatever. I'm just going to grade them and put them up in Canvas. And that's it. Questions?